You walk every single day. A mile to the mailbox and back, 3 laps around the block after dinner, maybe a full hour at the park on a good morning. And yet, your knees ache by evening. Your lower back is stiff before you've even had coffee. Some mornings you stand up from the couch and your hip catches before it lets you move. Here's what you already believe: that walking is walking. That as long as you're moving, you're protected. You could swap your evening walk for a longer one. You could add an extra lap. Your body still won't reward you for it, because more steps on a broken pattern just means more damage, faster. This isn't about how many steps you take. It's about one specific postural fault called anterior pelvic tilt. A forward tip of the pelvis that quietly rewires how every single one of those steps lands on your joints. And here's the relief before anything else. This is not your fault. Nobody ever taught you how to walk after 50. You were never told that decades of sitting reshape your body before you even stand up. Today I'm going to show you the exact mechanism behind this hidden damage, and the specific fix a doctor of physical therapy uses with real patients to reverse it, starting on your very next walk. Walking is the oldest movement your body knows. For nearly 2 million years, the human gait evolved as a long, efficient stride, hips level, spine tall, heel rolling smoothly into toe. That's the design your joints still expect today. Here's the modern mismatch. Most of us now spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day sitting. And sitting doesn't just rest your body, it actively reshapes it. The muscles at the front of your hips, your hip flexors, shorten and tighten in that bent position. Your upper back rounds forward to match. Biomechanist Katie Bowman, author of Rethink Your Position, compares this to semi-permanent hair dye. It doesn't wash out the second you stand up. You carry that shape, that forward tilt, straight into your walk, every single day, without ever realizing it's there. So here's the paradigm shift. You've always judged your walk by distance and steps. Forget that metric. The real measure of a healthy walk after 50 isn't how far you go. It's whether your pelvis is level when you go there. So how do we actually fix this? The posture reset. Most people start walking the second they leave the door. No pause, no check-in with their own body. That's the first mistake. Here's the cascade. A forward tilted pelvis shifts your weight onto the front of your foot with every stride. That extra pressure travels up through your toes, into your knees, and settles in your lower back. A small, repetitive strain that builds for years before it ever becomes a visible problem. The mechanism is simple. Tight hip flexors pull the top of your pelvis forward, like a belt cinched unevenly at the front. Bowman describes walking with this tilt as controlled falling your body catching itself with the front of the foot, instead of rolling through it the way it's built to. The counterintuitive fix isn't a stretch. It's a 10-second reset before you take your first step. Lengthen your spine as if a string is pulling you up from the crown of your head. Drop your shoulders back and let your arms swing loose. This isn't a placebo cue. It's a direct mechanical correction of pelvic position, and it changes where pressure lands on your foot from the very first step. Anchor posture before motion. Drop your shoulders back and let your arms swing loose. This isn't a placebo cue. It's a direct mechanical correction of pelvic position, and it changes where pressure lands on your foot from the very first step. Anchor posture before motion. And here's the part that makes this so easy to miss for years. None of this hurts while you're doing it. The strain is silent. You won't feel today's walk causing tomorrow's stiffness. You'll just notice one day that getting up off the couch takes a little more effort than it used to. The footwear blind spot. Here's where people lose it. They assume their shoe size has been settled since their 20s. It hasn't. Footwear researcher McDowell points to a study finding that more than 60% of adults wear the wrong shoe size, often without ever noticing. The cascade is brutal. A poorly fitted shoe changes your stride length, which changes how your knee absorbs impact, which over months becomes joint pain you can't trace back to its source. The fix. Get your feet professionally measured once a year, later in the day when they're at their largest. It's a $2 fix for a problem most people spend years blaming on just getting older. Anchor, measure, don't assume. The overstriding trap. Most people think a longer stride means a better workout. It's the opposite. The cascade, an overly long stride, means your heel strikes the ground out in front of your knee, almost like a small forward break with every step. That braking force gets absorbed by your knee joint instead of your muscles, thousands of times per walk. The fix is counterintuitive. Shorten your stride slightly and increase your pace instead. A shorter, quicker stride keeps your foot landing closer beneath your hips, which means your muscles, not your joints, absorb the impact. This isn't about walking slower. It's about walking smarter. Quicker, shorter steps recruit your glutes and calves the way they're designed to work. Anchor, short and quick beats long and slow. The balance avoidance spiral. Here's an unexpected one. Avoiding uneven ground because you're not sure if your footing is making your balance worse, not protecting it. Dr. Jimmy Pajuheshvar, a doctor of physical therapy specializing in balance and neurological rehabilitation, sees this constantly fear of falling causes people to move less, which weakens the exact stabilizing muscles that prevent falls. It's a slow downward spiral that feels like caution but functions like decline. The fix, small deliberate balance practice standing on one foot near a counter for 10 seconds, a few times a day. He also flags something most people miss entirely: conditions like blood pressure and vision changes can quietly erode balance long before any obvious symptom shows up. Anchor, balance is trained, not protected by avoidance. Think of balance like a muscle you stop using the moment you decide it's unreliable. The less you trust your footing, the less practice your stabilizing muscles get, and the less practice they get, the less trustworthy they actually become. Small, regular practice is what breaks that cycle. The distracted walk. Here's a fact you can screenshot. Pedestrian injuries linked to phone use have more than doubled since 2004, and roughly 60% of walkers are distracted by their phone or something else while moving. The cascade is obvious once you see it. Distraction slows your reaction time at the exact moment your joints and reflexes are already working harder than they did at 30. The fix is simple. When a message comes in, stop walking, finish it, then resume. Anchor, protected attention is protected joints. Now, before you rush off to fix your posture and call it done, stop. Here's the common mistake. People fix one thing: posture, or shoes, or stride, and assume that's enough. It isn't. These 5 faults compound each other. A forward-tilted pelvis in the wrong shoes with an overlong stride doesn't just add the damage together, it multiplies it, because each fault changes how the next one lands on your body. The rule is absolute. You have to address posture and footwear together in the same week, because fixing one without the other simply moves the strain to a different joint. The protocol stack. Here's how this looks stacked into your actual routine. Before you walk, 10-second posture reset. Spine tall, shoulders back, eyes forward. Once a year, get your feet professionally measured. Replace shoes every 5 to 6 months of regular use. During your walk, shorten your strides slightly, increase your pace, land softer beneath your hips. 3 to 4 times a week, 10 to 15 minutes of simple one-foot balance practice near a counter. Every walk, phone away or paused, attention on your footing and surroundings. These 5 signals aren't about logging more steps. They're about signaling to your joints that every step is safe and well supported, instead of compensating for damage you can't yet feel. By week 1, you'll likely notice less soreness right after your walk. By week 3, posture starts to feel automatic instead of effortful. By week 8, many people report noticeably steadier balance and fewer aches the next morning without walking a single extra mile. The improvement becomes a side effect of better mechanics, not a reward for more effort. Before the close, I want to hear from you. Comment below. Which of these 5 is something you're already doing wrong? Tell me which one surprised you most. I read every comment. And if you learned something here you genuinely didn't know, hit like right now. It costs you a second, and it puts this in front of someone who needs it. Okay, let me leave you with the most important thing. Most people treat walking after 50 like it's automatic, something your body already knows how to do, so it needs no attention at all. Then they wonder why the same daily walk that used to feel effortless now leaves them stiff and sore. Here's the real reframe. Walking after 50 isn't a habit you already have. It's a skill you have to actively maintain because decades of sitting have already changed the starting conditions. Your knees aren't failing you, your back isn't betraying you. Your body has simply been carrying instructions from years of chairs into a movement it was never given the chance to relearn. You opened this video already in pain by evening, wondering why a simple walk wasn't enough anymore. It is enough once it's walked correctly. Tomorrow morning, you get a chance to walk that same route differently and feel the difference by the time you get home.